last week, I wanted to share a little bit about what happened and why I wasn't on the show. I had a calling to sit with San Pedro, which is Wachuma or the cactus. And for any of you who have not partaken in spiritual medicines, you might be a little curious, or you might think, "Oh, she's a little crazy." Everybody's at a different spot in their life, and whether they're ready for something like this. And so I wanted to share just some of the things that I feel like have really come through, not only while in the ceremony, it was all day sitting with the cactus. It's something that you drink and you sit in a sacred circle with other participants in the ceremony, and you set intentions, and you really become one with all that is. And I know before I did any spiritual medicines, I thought I understood what oneness meant, and I did intellectually. But a lot of it kind of didn't make sense. Like, how is it possible that we're all one? How is it that we're all connected? Like, it sounds good, and I wanted to believe it. But until I was able to actually experience it, it was at that point that I understood, oh, it's really our job to embody this place within ourselves. And a big part of that is anchoring ourselves in this dimension, this earth plane, in our first chakras here on planet Earth. And it's also to keep all of our other chakras open. So if you don't know what chakras are, that's fine too. I talk a lot about this in my Awakening and Healing Handbook. And so you can also find that on bethbell.me. I won't go into the full explanation because I feel like what's coming through that's so important is to share about how keeping our first chakra so grounded here, so open, and our second chakra and our third chakra, and even more importantly, not that I want to say it more importantly, but I think for a lot of us right now, the heart chakra is where the juice really is. Because if you're anything like me, you spend a lot of time in your mind. I'm constantly doing the work, the spiritual work, learning the lessons. What does this mean? Why did this happen? Why am I attracting this situation or this person? And so it's really when we can step out of our minds, because the mind is helpful. It helps us a lot to navigate and to understand the world and to understand our place in the world. But there's times when the mind becomes too strong, and the ideations that we have about life and who we are, who we think we are, get a little bit skewed. And so I felt that the medicine was really calling me to bring me back to my heart. And while I do like to think that I'm in my heart a majority of the time, and I think that I do a decent job of that, what I recognized in ceremony, doing the spiritual medicine, was how much more I can be in my heart and how much more love and light I can bring through my body as a vessel and as a channel for my own personal experience here on planet Earth, to have more fun, to be lighter, to be brighter, to really have that blissfully neutral state perspective every day. Yeah, we have our highs and yeah, we have our lows, but it's really finding that balance and finding that place within that we know we can go to no matter what happens on the outside, no matter who disappoints us, no matter what happens, that we have that anchor into who we really are and what we're here to do. And when I say do, I actually mean like what we're here to be, but not in the way that the ego mind wants to frame it, that we have to be somebody, but that we know who we really are and that we exude that love and light out into the world. And that can be in very big jobs. I'm not saying everyone has to quit their corporate life and become a hippie or whatever the terminology is that you want to use, a spiritual voyeur. It's more about like, let's take all of this good stuff that we're opening up within ourselves and bring it into whatever it is that we're doing in our life, because we're actually being who we really are. So it's more about that being state and less about the doing state, knowing that there's a balance of things that we actually do throughout the day. So I wanted to bring that through because I feel like the medicine, the cactus, was just so soft and so gentle, and also bringing forward what I feel like I talk about a lot, which is unity versus separation, and how important that is today for all of us, because as we go through this next wave of transition, especially here in the United States, but I think everywhere in the globe, we see all of this discord and unrest everywhere. That's why I don't have a TV, because I don't actually, I want to be vibrationally present to help raise it, not to be in it to learn about it so that I can get stuck in the realm of the chaos of it. So I think we're all here to really keep our hearts and our minds open so that we can bring that peace, which passes all understanding, here to planet Earth and here to our everyday lives and here to our family, here to our friends, here to our communities. And so I just want to say that if you have an opportunity in the right set and setting to consider the unlimited possibilities that medicine ceremonies can bring, and again, if you're not that familiar with some of the spiritual medicines that are out there, there's lots of different options. It's so important that you feel called. You don't do it because someone else is doing it or someone else is telling you to do it. But if you're hearing me say this and you're going, ooh, that really, like, I feel it, I feel it somewhere in my body that this might be something for me to explore, then explore it and find someone who you think is really resonating with where you're at and how you feel, because it's so important to go into this feeling safe and feeling safe that it's okay to actually lose your mind, which was a big thing for me. I did not want to lose my mind. My mind is brilliant. Why would I want to lose it? And yet I recognized, once I actually allowed myself to surrender beyond the mind and really be in my heart and really let my heart lead, that's where we get really clear on what we want. And our heart shifts and it changes. It's an open vessel. But when we follow our heart, I don't think there's ever a bad decision necessarily. There's another decision to make, but we feel like we're following something that's much more grounded in our greater purpose in life, not following the mind that's telling us to chase the squirrel or, follow the rabbit down the hole. So I just wanted to start with a little something here. I guess it's a little monologue, and each week I may continue to do this. Let me know. Do you like it? Do you like me adding this to the format, or do you want me to just jump right into the questions? I so love that you're here with me each week, Sundays, 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can go to bethbell.me. You can do your state of the heart assessment and get the 5 steps to healing your heart back to wholeness. Many of you may be in wholeness, but there's always things that come along that break our heart. People, places, things, situations. So it's important to be able to get ourselves back to that blissfully neutral state and to continue to build our spiritual toolbox so that we can get through all of what life is offering us, especially right now with all the chaos that's happening. And there's the Awakening and Healing Handbook. There's lots of different modalities that I list in there that can help you really break through some of these themes that you have in your life that you no longer want. There's also the Psychedelics Resource Guide. So if anything I said about San Pedro or ceremonies in general, medicine ceremonies, spiritual medicine ceremonies, there's some really great insights in there. And I think some things that'll help guide you, especially if it's your first time wanting to go in, or maybe you've done several. I think you're still going to find some really juicy nuggets in the Psychedelics Resource Guide. And then, of course, the Herpes Handbook. That's something that can help you if you, not necessarily that you have herpes, but you may know someone who has had a situation, who has had this virus shame, and that's really trying to work through it. Please don't hesitate to share the handbook. It's been really helpful for a lot of people. I can't wait to see you again next week, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And until then, wishing you much bliss and love on the journey. Namaste.